Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Christophe Roger. Welcome to Mastering Money, session number 2, the new view of money. This is lecture number 9, private and electronic monies. What are the learning goals in this session? First, to figure out what private money is, what is local money, and then finally electronic money. So let's start with private monies, and we're going to take the example of the United States. And during the colonial period, in 1652, we have the Massachusetts Bay Colony, which prints its own money in violation of the fact that they are subjects of the English crown, and so they are starting some sort of independence movement, at least on the monetary front at that time. And so we have the emergence in 1837, way later, of the US free banking experience era. And at that time, which is very interesting, anybody could set up really a bank, could get a charter under certain conditions, that the money issued, for example, was backed by public debt from the state in which the bank was chartered. And there were some really strict rules that the money had to be convertible at any moment if the depositor wanted to convert the money into gold, that it was possible to do at any moment. And if there was a violation of that condition, then the license could be revoked. Several other countries, that's an interesting fact that it's not very well known, but Canada also had the same experience from 1891 to 1934. And what we know about this period of time is that it covers the Great Depression, 1929 crisis. And interestingly enough, even with this free banking model, it seemed like the number of bankruptcies that happened in Canada was very small. Now let's move on to local monies. And one of the oldest local money is the Veer, which is based in Switzerland. And this is a very interesting money. It was created in 1934 by two businessmen. And this is a form of mutual credit. So what it is that it's money that's been issued by a bank, which has a bank charter, just like money is being created by commercial banks in the examples that we've seen prior to this lecture. In this case, this is a very specific money called the Veer, and can be created out of nothing to help small businesses with their expansions in case where the regular banking system doesn't really provide the help they need. So they function, this bank, the Veer Bank, functions as a sort of a buffer that allows small businesses to tap into other types of resources when the traditional resources are not there for small banks. Ethica Hour is a really interesting money that was developed in 1991 in the Ethica region of upstate New York. What you have here is you have a form of barter where people trade hours of work, and then they get paid in those Ethica hours, and then can exchange these hours against other goods. So I'm just providing the links here. The EOL is a money that's issued by the communities in the region of Brest, which is in Brittany, France. And the Sonnante is a local money from the Nantes area in France as well, and it's a system that is based on a barter, which we're going to look at the next slide. And it's complementary money to the euro and 100% digital money. So let's look at the Sonnante. We have here a description that's in French of the system, but it's very easy to understand what's happening really. It's a bartering system where you have a clearinghouse, which is the Crédit Mutuel of the town of Nantes. And the Crédit Mutuel records all the exchanges and sets the exchange rates between the different types of services. But here you could see you have a web agency that is trading for computer services with the computer company. And you could have a baker here, and what they do is they buy from a mill. In this case, they buy flour from the mill, and in exchange, the mill gets the Sonance money, and the boulangerie, the bakery, then can sell its bread to somebody else in the network. Now let's talk about electronic money. Electronic money, or e-money, is a type of money that exists on a digital platform, and that platform could be computer servers, computers, or cell phones. And we have a couple of examples, with the well-known example being PayPal, which is a payment platform online. And we also have this currency in Kenya called the M-Pesa, which is a currency that exists on cell phones and is widely used across the country for transactions, commercial transactions. In 2009, the European Parliament issued a decree that sets up the rules for which institutions are allowed to operate as issuers of e-money. So it sets up the legal framework for institutions to do that. And then let's just finish this presentation with cryptocurrencies. And the first cryptocurrency that we all know is the Bitcoin, that was created in 2008 by somebody named Satoshi Nakamoto, which is a pseudonym, so we don't really know who that person is. And it's based on a technology that has become really fashionable these days. It's called the blockchain technology. And what is the blockchain? It's a series of ID numbers or blocks which get strung up together. And these IDs are encrypted so that, in theory, they cannot be modified and tampered with. And what is the blockchain really helping to do? The blockchain really helps keep a historical record of all transactions that a particular Bitcoin has been involved with. So it's a clear record of all the transactions, making clear who owns it at that particular point. The blockchain is somewhat easily checked by a group of self-appointed experts called the miners, and these people's job is to check the integrity of the blockchain and the validity of the blockchain, and this is a consensual process, and it's supposed to maintain the legitimacy and the accuracy of the entire system. They receive a payment, these miners, for doing this job in terms of Bitcoins. The originator of the system conceived this currency, the Bitcoin, so that no more than 20 million of them would be issued at in total, and that this number would be achieved progressively by 2140. Now, we also know that some competing Bitcoin currencies are being issued right now in the world, and these are leading to really interesting developments in terms of the power and the spreading of this type of currency, and the potential use of this currency by central banks, These are interesting development that are being in the works in the next few years. Thank you for your attention.